How do you deal with being overwhelmed? Well, considering the fact that there are so many things to fix in life, so many things to work on in life, so many things that you're never actually going to be able to do all of them, how do you prevent yourself from being overwhelmed? Well, the first thing I've recognized when it comes to getting overwhelmed is watch out for the people in your life, in your family, who are telling you all these things that you're doing wrong, all these things that need fixing. Because it just might so happen that everything they're pointing out are the last few things that you're struggling with to fix. And them telling you all of these things that aren't going to be able to be fixed in a day doesn't do anything. I've learned something absolutely fucking beautiful lately. When people are asking for advice, perhaps in some cases, individuals are genuinely seeking answers. But mostly what people are seeking is fucking kindness, compassion, love, and some sort of support. People don't want to hear when they struggle to get one specific aspect of their life. They don't want to hear like, oh yeah, just go get a job. Oh yeah, just send out these applications. Oh yeah, just study. Because if it was that simple, people would have been doing that already. They wouldn't have these fucking problems. The problems lie in perhaps there's a specific emotion. Perhaps there's a specific trauma. Perhaps there's something holding you back. And hearing fucking words isn't going to do justice. It's not going to inspire you to go out and work harder. I believe what is going to inspire you to go out and work harder is quite literally being around people who give you a sense of meaning, being around people who give you a sense of purpose. Because I don't know about you, but the narrative in my mind is I am willing to work super hard for other people. However, when it comes to myself, I'm very willing to let myself down. Why? Because I don't value myself. Why am I so willing to work hard for other people? It's because I value other people more than I value myself. And I think this is just something humans naturally do. We are hardwired to value the tribe and the thoughts of other individuals way more than ourselves because it's our highest likelihood of survival. However, there is a maladaptive mechanism nowadays in our world because our brains have not evolved for this much stimulus 100% of the time. Our brains have not evolved to fucking have a job, have a second job, have a side hustle, have an internet online business, have a 10 out of 10 six-pack washboard abs physique, have fucking a roster rotation fucking of women. Like, we were literally programmed to wake up, try to find food, acquire food, go to sleep. If you break down those tasks, even though they're not simple, that is a lot more simple and a lot less complicated than the modern day world of wake up, pay bills, do laundry, clean your house, fucking side hustle, second side hustle, fucking third job, fucking driver's license, driving across the country to visit all these places that you want to explore. But not having the money to, like, that stuff is exhausting. Our brain was not programmed to solve all of these problems at once. Our brain was programmed to focus on one individual task that's going to keep us alive today. So how do we stop getting overwhelmed? Well, for me, the problem is I'm out here constantly trying to do more. And even if I had a great day yesterday, I'll wake up today anxious as fuck because it's not enough. Why is that happening? The reality is I'm trying to climb a mountain in a single day or a few days. And our brain is literally wired when we don't make that mountain's worth of progress to tell us it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You need to be doing more. And especially if you're surrounded by people who are constantly reminding you of every little flaw, every small thing that's left in your life that you need to fix. Like perhaps you used to be a fucking wreck, Perhaps you literally played video games 12 hours a day. And maybe now you go to the gym, you eat clean, you're interacting socially with people, you're reaching out to friends, you're trying to make better quality friendships. You're trying to find a partner, you're trying to get a license so you could go out in nature because that's something you've been lacking your entire life. Despite all this stuff, sometimes I still feel super overwhelmed because I'm like, fuck, I don't have this one single thing that I think will make me happy. And even when I've acquired it in the past, it hasn't made me happy. Now, this can be viewed as an adaptation when it comes to success, but in terms of mental health, this is a very maladaptive way of living. You're getting overwhelmed because something has been instilled in you telling you that who you are currently is not good enough. And that mindset is what keeps you in the same place. That mindset is what tells you, oh, maybe I should go to the gym. But if I don't do a 3-hour workout, then it's just not worth it. That's not how you make progress. That is your brain tricking you, convincing you to stay in the same place because it knows how much effort it's going to take. It knows that it's going to need to be patient. It's trying to avoid that frustration of understanding that you can't change things overnight. Maybe you could do specific things like open a credit card and start building credit overnight because banks are banks. They want you to get 27% in today. But things like getting a job, things like finding a romantic partner, those are not things you can solve overnight. There's so much randomness that you cannot control, that if you constantly obsess over not having those things because maybe you just haven't had the luck, or maybe you just haven't put in the work to build that luck for yourself, your brain's going to try and use that against you. How do we stop being overwhelmed? We focus on what we can do today. Stop trying to build an entire project in one day. Stop trying to climb an entire mountain in one day. Stop trying to find your best friend in one day. Stop trying to meet the love of your life in one day. Stop trying to solve impossible tasks without literally going to sleep dozens of times and letting your brain process and understand and become good at that stuff. You're not gonna go. Think about it. You're not going to go from 0% every day to 100,000% increase. How many stocks, how many businesses do you know that do that go from an evaluation of 10 cents to $1,000? It basically doesn't exist. It's impossible to grow that quickly. You need to give it time. And all you can do is work on the things that you genuinely have control over. And maybe that's literally as simple as cleaning up your room. Maybe that's as simple as preparing one single meal for yourself today instead of eating out 2 or 3 times. Maybe it's as simple as going to the gym twice a week for 30 minutes. Comparatively, if you were going to the gym 0 times a week for 0 minutes, that is an infinite progression, infinite increase. You can't even quantify how much % of an increase you have grown. So stop being so fucking hard on yourself. The reason you're so overwhelmed is because you're trying to climb a mountain in one day. And I don't know where you got this idea from. It was likely from the people you grew up around or the individuals that you compare yourself to. You're not going to get millions of % of progress in one day. The real way to make millions of % of progress in a day is by simply taking action. You've never done a push-up before? Do 1 push-up. You wake up tomorrow, you do 2. You're already 200%. Well, technically it's infinite, but you're already To the next day, you're already 100% greater than you were yesterday. You don't need to be 1,000,000% greater than you were yesterday. And it's not going to fucking happen overnight. It's a fallacy to think that. Fucking, if I could kick your brain in the head and just fucking... That made no sense. If I could just kick you in the head and instill that in you, like, kick that fucked up part of you that like wants to fix everything overnight. And we just got that out of our system. And we just tried to take action. Our lives would be so different in a year and a half. It literally just takes a little bit of support. It literally just takes a little bit of compassion. Maybe you're struggling to start. Get somebody you know and trust to push you in that direction. Because odds are for them to start in that direction, it's so fucking easy. But for you, when you're feeling overwhelmed and emotional, it feels fucking impossible. Being overwhelmed is some shit. The only way you're going to be overwhelmed is if you surround yourself with the energy that tells you it's not enough, which is a trick that your brain plays on you. You surround yourself with people who are constantly reinforcing in you that you're not enough, or the actions and process that you've been implementing isn't enough because the desired outcome, according to what they believe is optimal, hasn't come to fruition. You know what? Fuck those people. Fuck those people. All you can do is show up and try. That is all I have for you. You show up and try. You truly commit for a year or two and you show up and try. I used to be anorexic, like a little bit of a flex, but show up and fucking try. You can't even fathom how far your genetics can take you. You can't even fathom how far the level of effort you are willing to put into yourself can take you. And that's how you climb a fucking mountain in a day. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. I fucking love you.